What's up, everyone? Raylo from Raylo Vapes here today to talk about another device. As I promised, I did the Gladiator last week, so now I'm going to talk about the new IGO-W14 that pairs up well with the Gladiator from Youde Technologies. Beautiful setup here. So this is UD's first 26650. It's 28.5 millimeter dripper. So let me go ahead and take a quick vape. Let's dive up close real quick before I say anything else, show you the internals of this thing, and then we'll come back and then we'll talk about it some more. All right, everyone, welcome to Up Close Mode with the brand new IGO-W14. Yes, the IGO-W14. Let's go ahead and make this as quick as possible. Take it out of the box. Same old box that they always come in. Really nice presentation, right? Youde Technologies. IGO-W14. It says rebuildable atomizer and all that good stuff. Some more stuff there on the back. Not that important. Let's go ahead and take this out. So let's show you this actually before I do that. So what do we got here? We got a 28.5 millimeter diameter base. It's like 3D. Ooh, it's gonna get you. 3-coil, single positive post design, brushed finish, and there's spare parts in the back. Okay, so let's pop this puppy out. So here it is, the big giant Youde IGO-W14. Look at this monster, 28.5 millimeters. Isn't it nice though? Look how pretty it is. It's got 3 air hole design. We got our bottom here where it says UD-W14 2014, and it has serial number 0153. Back of the box, as always, comes with this little pamphlet of information telling you all the parts and all that stuff. Get it on camera. There we go. There you go. See all the parts, all that happy stuff. And then I believe here it's sort of detailing how to build it. But we're going to do that later in the video anyway, so we don't necessarily need to have that. So let's go ahead and take this apart, show you all the pieces. All right, throwing stuff everywhere. All right, that is blurry. That's still blurry. There we go. Okay, so we have our top cap right here. Simple top cap. There's where your drip tip goes in. It seems to fit most drip tips. I've been using this press fit one from Vapetasia. Slides in there just perfect. Doesn't fall out or anything like that. But pretty much all my drip tips have worked on this top cap. Then we have our airflow adjustment ring here. So as you can see, we have 2 O-rings, 2 nice O-rings. They haven't torn or anything like that. Seem to work really well. Everything fits together very well. Right here we have the logo, Youde IGO-W14, all stainless steel. All right, there on the inside, got the lip, and then of course we have 1, 2, 3 air holes to go with 1, 2, 3 air holes on here. Of course, to do the adjustment, you just spin it. All right. So if you want to close them out or whatever you want to do, there you go. But you're always going to have 3 air holes. Now to the important part, right? You're like, whatever. Let's look at the deck. Here is the deck for the new IGO-W14. I apologize about my hands. They are so gross right now. I do work construction, so please don't mind the dirtiness. So as you can see here, we have 2 more O-rings that hold it all together. And then we have a single center post with 4 holes running through it, right? Is it 4? It is 4. 1, 2, or no, sorry, it's 3. Why would it be 4? This is for 3 coils. So there's 3 holes running through there. And then we have our 3 negatives. So the 3 negatives are milled into the side of the deck here, so you never have to worry about those going loose on you. When you look inside, we have a extremely deep deck. Very, very deep deck. So you can put a ton of cotton or whatever wicking material you like to use. I use cotton all the time. But yeah, very nice machining, very deep deck. You can fit a whole bunch in there. And yeah, that is... Oh, and then we have the 510 pin right there. And it looks to be fairly flush. See if I can show you that. So you can't really see much coming out there. I guess it sticks out just a little bit, but you know, for those hybrid adapters might not be the best bet. But use it your own judgment. All right, so there you go. And then of course this all goes together like so. You would line this up with your coils. See if I can do that. There we go. So that fits in there tight. And then of course you would just line up those air holes with those air holes, put them together, and boom, there you go. That is up close with the new UD IGO-W14. Let's go back up in regular mode and we'll vape on it, talk about it some more. All right. All right, you guys, welcome back from up close mode. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Kind of dive up close, look at everything, look at the internal, see how this thing works. Now let's talk about it. Let's get into some details, let you know more about this. So first off, let me go ahead and read from their little booklet here. What we're looking at is, of course, we got a brushed finish. It's stainless steel. It's 304 food grade stainless steel. The seals are all medical grade silicone. It's 115 grams. It is a dripping atomizer, of course. And it's stainless steel contact pins, ultra low resistance. All right. So that is what the IGO-W14 is made out of. So let's see what else we got here. We're looking at, this is, I believe, it's 30 millimeters tall. It's 28.5 millimeters in diameter. So it fits well on any 28.5. This actually is 29.5, so you do get a little bit of a lip, but it's not much. 1 millimeter, big deal, right? So as you saw in the up close, we had our 3 holes. We have our tri-coil in there right now, which is the build I'll be showing at the end of this video. You can see how that works. I have a 1 ohm build in there. It's firing very, very nice. Let's go ahead and take a quick vape on this. So, as you can see, lots and lots of vapor. Ample airflow as well. With the 3 Cyclops style airflow holes, you get plenty of airflow. Most of the time, I don't even have it full airflow. It's almost too much airflow, even at a 0.1 ohm build. I still am sitting there normally with... Oh, why am I blurry? There we go. Not blurry anymore. Okay, sorry about that. So, this thing has been rocking. I really, really enjoy it. It looks really well on here. I'm going to take another vape just because. Plus, it looks really nice. I love the brush finish on there. I love the design, how they have the logo down here. It's very simple. It's not too extravagant. It's not too overwhelming. There's not too much going on with it. It just sits really nice and looks very simple with the Gladiator and the Vape Drip Tip. It all just sort of goes together so well. Now, when it comes to like voltage drop, I'm not getting a huge voltage drop, but there's a little bit just because it's a stainless steel contact instead of copper. I would like to see copper on there. But overall, it's a kick-ass 28.5 millimeter device, tri-coil dripper. It really works well, and UD just keeps coming out with more and more of these awesome devices. Let's talk about the price on this, right? So everywhere I've looked, it seems to be about the same price. So we're looking anywhere from like 35 to 40 bucks for the dripper. I've actually seen it, what was it? I said on Triangle Vapes, they had the combo of both the Gladiator and the IGO-W14 for 65 bucks. So you got the mod for 45, you got the dripper for 20 bucks. You can't beat that. There's authentic, people. It's authentic, and it only costs that much. But if you're going to buy it by itself, you're looking at about 35 to 40 bucks. On most of the websites that I've seen, you might find it cheaper elsewhere. But all I have to say is I really have been enjoying this. It makes me happy, makes me very happy. I love the design of it. I like the deep deck. I like how much stuff's going on there. You know what? I'm talking about this now. Let's go ahead and get right into the pros and the cons of this device. Let me go ahead and put some more juice in here while I'm doing that. Speaking of that, this is one of the big pros for me. I can fit a shitload of juice in here. Just tons and tons of juice I can get into this thing, even though I did just over drip Sorry about that. A little bit of over drippage there. But because of the deep well, you can really fill this thing up. I'm thinking I'm getting about maybe 2 mils of juice, maybe more, inside this thing. All right, so like I said, pros and cons. Let's do the pros first, like I always do. Big pro for me is 28.5 millimeters. I like these big drippers. I like the fact that you can put just about anything you want, any kind of coil. You have ample space for us builders. Guys like me or you that are watching this, if you're into building, you have a lot of, oh geez, I'm still dripping everywhere. Dripping everywhere. Oh, I should take a vape. So that's one of the big pros. You have ample space for your wick. You have ample space for coils. The post holes are generous. So you have the 3 holes in the center post, plenty big. I put, 3 24 gauge in there. You could probably do 22 gauge if you wanted to, maybe 20 gauge. You might need to drill it out if you go 20 gauge or above, but I'm pretty sure you can get 22 in there, no problem. But for a tri-coil design, you're going to need some pretty big coils for, 22 gauge tri-coil. So like I said, 24 gauge seems to work in here very, very well. I've had no issues with that. Another pro for me is the airflow control. I really, geez, it's just juice everywhere. It's a juice machine. So you have your airflow control, right? You have your Cyclops, you have your 3 Cyclops, very, very generous Cyclops holes. And then you have the same here, and you can adjust that accordingly to where you want it. And like I said, normally fully wide open hasn't been working all that well for me, which is good. That is a big plus for me when it comes to airflow adjustment. Most of the time with a lot of other RDAs and you have airflow adjustment, you're normally just using it wide open, or you're even drilling it out to try and give yourself more air. This stock has plenty of air, at least for me. And I mean, I like a slightly warm vape, so this for me works perfectly. If you are into that warmer type vape, it's going to work for you. So you have your 3 coils, you have your 3 airflow. I haven't actually measured these out yet, but they seem to be, I want to say at least a 16th tall, and probably, you know what? Aha! Here it is. Let's see. Yeah, so back to this, now that I actually measured it, is 1/16 by 1/4. So each one of those slots is a 1/4 inch long and 1/16 high. So technically you're getting a lot of airflow. I love the design. I love the fact that it comes in 3 pieces. So it does make it fairly easy to build on. You just pop all 3 pieces off. You have a full open deck to work with. You don't have to work around anything. It's just right there. Another pro is the negatives. The negative screws are milled into the deck, so you never have to worry about any extra posts. They're not getting in the way anywhere. You just take them, wrap it right around. It's not difficult like some other ones that don't have post holes. I know that might be a deterrent for some people because it doesn't have a post hole, but you don't need it. It's right there on the bottom. So if you're used to building like a Genesis atomizer, like Genesis atomizers have the negative right there on the deck and you just wrap it around. This is easier because they're raised up and they're just right there. There's no deck around it. It's just the lip and you just right around it. Really simple. Stick around towards the end and you'll watch me build it and you'll see it is very easy to build on. Having the 3 wide holes, post holes on the center post, great, perfect. It makes it easy to build. You can fit everything in there. I've seen other ones where it's just the single hole going through, and that's really difficult because you have all those weird angles you got to try and get in. This one, everything's right there. Slide it in, bend it to where you want it, wrap it around your negative, and you move on. I love the way it fires. It hits really, really hard. I am enjoying it. Might not be the hardest hitting one I've ever used, but it's definitely a hard hitter, and I have been thoroughly enjoying it, if I haven't said that enough already. And then of course the fact that it's brushed. I like brushed, no fingerprint magnet, everything works on there. The logo is very nice, has a serial number on it and all that good stuff on the bottom. It's just a well-made device. Everything about it's been machined very well. The O-rings are smooth, easy to work with. The airflow adjustment, really easy to work with. It spins, but not freely, so it's not going to spin off on you. You do need to give it a little bit of force, but it's not tough. It's not too hard. It comes right off really easy if you want to drip. Or, of course, you know, if you want to just drip through there, you could do it just as well, since there's no little, like, weird lip thing going on there. But, yeah, that and the price. You can't beat the price. Let's not forget about the price. Why am I waving a paper towel in your face? The price. You can get it anywhere from 35 to 40 bucks, or even on Triangle Vapes, if you buy a package, you can get it for 20 bucks. So you might be able to find it cheaper on some other websites if you look around. So those are the pros. Now, cons. Let's get into some cons here. What do we have as a con? For one, I know there's a lot of people out there that like to do single coils or dual coils. You don't have that adjustability on here. So you are going to build 3 coils. Now you can do a single and you can do duals if you want to, but the problem is you have the 3 air holes and you can't seal off 1 or 2 of them. They're all going to be used at the same time. You can close them down and make it a little bit of a tighter draw, but you are, you know, set to that. Another con for me, which isn't that big of an issue because I am using it with the Gladiator and I have the top pin, is the fact that the 510 does not stick out. It is pretty, I mean, it sticks out a hair. So you might be able to get away with using like a hybrid adapter. I know there's some other mods out there that have the hybrid adapter for the 26650 because this would look a little funky, look like a hammer on an 18650. So that's another con for me. I also would like to see that in copper. I would like to have a copper pin. That would have actually really set this thing off, is to have a copper center post. So UD, if you're watching, maybe think about that for future versions. Let's throw a copper center post in there. That would be awesome and make this thing fire even harder than it already does. And if people like that out there like me, we're all having this copper craze going on right now. So copper, 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 everything's copper. But yeah, that's pretty much the only cons I have on this. Everything else about this has worked really well. And even the cons that I do have are not even that big of an issue. I mean, I'm sure this can work on hybrid mode. I just get a little sketchy when it's not quite that, you know, a little bit more length on these 510 pins would be nice. But yeah, that's it for the pros and the cons. As you can tell, again, it's another great device coming out of China from Youde Technologies. So there you go. That is my list of pros and cons, which I already said. Go ahead and take myself another vape here. So yeah, you guys, that is my review on the new Youde Technologies IGO-W14. Their big bad 26650 28.5 millimeter dripping atomizer. So if you are interested and looking for a sweet looking, very easy to work with, easy to build on, brushed stainless steel dripper, this is the one to get, folks. Get yourself one of these IGO-W14s. If you've used any of the other IGO-W products, that from all the way down to the IGO-1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 14. I don't know where the other ones went. Maybe those are coming later. Who knows? But all I could say is that the IGO-W14, again, is another winner from Youde Technologies. So thank you again, everyone, for watching. If this is where we part ways, then I do appreciate you hanging out with me and listening to me talk about the IGO-W14. If you are interested, I'm doing the build portion, which is this exact same build that is in there right now. And that will be right after I'm done rambling right now. So if you want to stick around and watch me build this sucker, then please do. I do appreciate you guys hanging out and watching. But as of right now, that's it for the review portion of this video. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoy these videos, I know, shameless plug, please subscribe to my channel so that way you can stay up to date with all of the products that I'll be bringing you. I'll have many more items I have a lot of mods, a lot of atomizers that I still need to review, a lot of juices I still need to review. I need to get on this. I've been slacking a little bit. So I do apologize to my regular viewers that are wondering why I haven't been making as many videos. But they're coming. Don't worry about it. All right. And also, for you SoCal people, or maybe you guys that are anywhere else that are coming out to SoCal for ECC, the Electronic Cigarette Convention in Ontario at the Ontario Convention Center, I will be there. I believe I will be at the Mag Bay UD booth. So if you're going to be at ECC, come stop by the Mag Bay booth. Come say hi to me. Take some pictures, whatever you want to do. Just come up, say hi, shake my hand, maybe give me a hug. I'm a hugger, so I'm a big, giant hugger guy. So there you go. I am rambling again. Oh, shame on me. But yeah, that's it. So stick around for the build if you want. But as always, vape on. Vape on. All right, everyone. So let's get into the build portion of this video now. Let's go ahead and get this all set up. As you can see, I have my normal tools, my 3/32 Allen wrench, screwdriver, scissors. I got some 24 gauge Kanthal, and I got my needle nose pliers, my wire cutters, and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and show you how you build on the new UD IGO-W14, the big monster RDA, the first 26650 dripper from UD Technologies. So let's go ahead and pull off our pieces of Kanthal. I normally, if you've seen my videos before, I normally pull at least, you know, good 5 to 6 inches for each coil. This wire is fairly cheap, so be generous with it. Makes it easier to build. Okay, so we got our 3 pieces. Let's go ahead and start building our coils. All right, first things first, we have our Allen wrench, our 3/32 inch Allen wrench, and our 24 gauge Kanthal. And let's go ahead and do a 5 wrap. Okay, so we got our 5 wraps there. As always, I back off that first one, give it a little squeeze, and there we go. There's our first coil. All right, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. And my dirty finger. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap my 2 other coils and be right back. Okay, as you can see, we have the 3 coils made. So let's go ahead and show you how to install them on the big bad IGO-W14. Okay, so here we go. We have our screws undone a little bit here to make life a little bit easier on how to build this. So if you've never used a deck like this, this is a new experience for you. So as always, I'm going to show you how to do it. So we're going to take our longer leg, or the top one, the one that's running at the top. All right, and we'll just insert that in there. And I like to build them this way. You could do verticals if you wanted to. This is, you know, probably decent for making vertical coils. So I set it up like this, right? You can see the coil in there, right? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, all right. So I put that in there, and I kind of line it up to where I want it, which is about right there. Then you take your next wire and wrap it. This is where it gets a little tricky. All right, we take that and wrap it around your negative and tighten it down, just like so. All right, so now that one's in. And of course you can adjust it afterwards, since we're not tightening down our positive until we have all 3 in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the next one in there. Same as last time, top leg goes in the positive. This is just how I do it. You could probably put the bottom one in there. It's just sort of my way of building coils and stuff. Same thing, we wrap it around the negative and tighten it down. You can really cinch it down too, since you're not worried about making your post spin, since there's no negative post there. So go us. All right, and then our last one here. Here we go. Put our leg in there. This is where it gets a little on the tricky side because you have to sort of get it in there with the rest of them. And it sort of angles a little bit. There. That was giving me some trouble. All right. Again, get it to where you want it and then just bend it. Once you have that, wrap it around your negative. All right, so now we got them all in. And you want to space them kind of where you want them to be roughly, but you can of course adjust this once we tighten everything down and get it all red hot. So I like where I'm at there. Let's go ahead and tighten our positive down. All right, so now we got that cluster. Look at all that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut all these off, clean this up a little bit, put it on the mod, the Gladiator, by the way, the one I just reviewed, Gladiator, boom. Cut these off, put it on the Gladiator. We'll heat these up, tighten up the coil, show you how to do it, show you how to wick it, and get this thing going. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and give it a couple fires here, get these coils glowing. Once they're glowing, give them a squeeze and adjust to where you want them to be. I like to go right towards the middle here. Makes it easier for when you decide to wick it. Or when you decide. When you wick it, because you have to wick it. Clean this up a little bit more. Okay, so let's go ahead and wick it. You can see here I have my cotton ball all unrolled and ready to go. And you want to be generous. You got a lot of room here. So let's get ourselves some generous pieces of cotton. All right, so we take that, split them in half. Take a little bit off. There we go. So as I always do here, give it a little twist. Too thin. Feed it through till we get that resistance. I got too much cotton there. Too much cotton there as well. Okay, so there's one. Two. And number 3. So you can see we got a whole mess of cotton right there. So now let's go ahead and cut off some of this excess cotton. Still want to leave quite a bit because that's what this RDA is meant to do. It's meant to hold a lot of wick, blow some fat clouds, some crazy builds. All right, so there's that. Next thing we do here is I take my wick, I fold it under, and tuck it. You have so much room in this deck that you can just shove a whole bunch of cotton in there. No problem. One thing I like to try and do with this type of build is, since you have that wire running here to your negative, I do like to make sure that that wire is covered, just in case for some reason that wants to glow. You're sort of keeping it from hot spotting on you. All right, so we got everything all nice and tucked in here. So that's what it's going to look like. We got our tri-coil design with all of our cotton, and there you go. That is how you build a IGO-W14. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this build video. I hope it helps you. And as always, thanks again for sticking around to watch the build portion, and thank you for watching my review. So, as always, everyone, I'm Raylo from Raylo Vapes, and vape on. Ooh, dirty fingers, Jesus.